and enjoy the action. It's Rangers against Sparta Prague with Stephen Thompson, Lee McCulloch and Alistair Lamont.
Thanks very much, Kenny. Yeah, what a night. It's a hugely important evening ahead for Rangers, whose Europa League destiny could turn on the outcome of this match. Win and qualification is very much in their own hands, with Aris Limassol to come here at the end of the month. Life has begun well under Philippe Clement with a draw in Prague, the only one of his 5 games they've failed to win. Another victory tonight would further endear the Belgian to the thousands inside Ibrox and the many more listening and watching around the world. The Rangers fans packed into Ibrox Stadium this evening, keen to make this an intimidating atmosphere for the visiting Czechs, who have lost on both occasions they've visited Ibrox, most recently almost exactly 2 years ago in Giovanni Van Bronckhorst's very first game in charge. Of course, they went all the way to the final on that occasion. This Rangers side would aspire to equal that. Certainly if Philippe Clement could guide them to another final, that would be a tremendous achievement. But first things first, getting out of the group stage, and wins tonight and against Aris at home guarantee that, as the sides swap ends for the first half. So Rangers will have kick-off as Sparta Prague go into a huddle, no doubt designed to irk the home fans here, who boo them for their troubles as Jack Butland makes his way into the goal across their left-hand side. Rangers, of course, in their traditional blue home kit with white shorts and red and black socks. Jack Butland himself all in white. Sparta in an away kit of yellow top and yellow socks with claret shorts, and their goalkeeper, who is Peter Vindal Jensen, all in pink, as the Italian referee David Massa prepares to get us underway here on the south side of Glasgow with Abdallah Sima, a former Slavia Prague player, and who's scored both against Betis, the winner here, and the consolation against Aris. Had to play left wing back out of Prague. Such were Rangers' selection issues that night. Were underway, and immediately Rangers come forward down the right hand side, and it's Ryan Jack bursting forward and looking up, plays a low ball into Lammers. Lammers got a touch on it, and then back goes the Sparta defender to prevent the corner kick, and it will be a throw in, I think, down near the corner flag. But Rangers desperate to make a,
I think it's a corner out.
Start. Yeah, it has gone out for a corner. In fact, an early opportunity for James Tavernier to come forward to the right hand side and swing one in and give Rangers potentially the ideal start. Plenty of bodies in blue in and around that penalty area, but it goes back the way to Cantwell. Cantwell then back to Tavernier, just managing to stay onside, but it's closed down. It's a really poor first corner kick from Rangers inside the first minute. Chance to put it into the penalty area, and they pass it up.
I agree, Al. I think under a minute, you've got a corner, you've got to go and test the defenders, test the goalkeeper, bit of pressure on them. Decided to go short, slack pass for Todd Cantwell back to the captain, and
especially when you think about Tavernier's delivery from dead balls, it's phenomenal. And you've got a chance to just go and put them under massive pressure, put a ball in the box, make them defend it. Bit wasteful.
Here's Sima though for Rangers as they pick up possession once more. Not back by Barisic to Davies. Olatunji will go and try and close him down, but it's all the way back to Jack Butland, who has 2 clean sheets in his 3 Europa League games so far. Out it goes to Borna Barisic, the Croatian forward, looking for Danilo, headed away by the captain Sorensen. Out now with Ryan Jack on the left hand side for Rangers, about 10 yards away from the goal line, trying to get the cross in, but he's closed down, and eventually it trickles out for a throw in to the Czech visitors, who are like Rangers on 4 points after the 3 matches. A big evening for them also, as we see Brian Priske, their Danish manager, down on the touchline like Philippe Clement, patrolling the edge of their technical area. A couple of minutes in, no goals here, as Sparta Prague have another throw-in over on the far side, the right-hand side, midway inside their own half. Their record on the road in Europe leaves a lot to be desired. 11 away games without a win. Victory at Celtic Park actually a couple of years back as Cantwell hits the deck, but no free kick given, and Delaney playing with a face mask not too dissimilar to Danilo's after a broken nose kept him out of the previous match. Comes down the left hand side. Birmancevic, as Tomo says, was the standout player in the Sparta Prague lineup last time out. He leaves the throw in though to Delaney. About 15-20 yards inside the Rangers half on the left hand side. He goes back the way to Martin Vitek, the 20-year-old right centre back, then back to Sorensen, who's playing in the middle of the three with the inexperienced James Gomez on the left hand side. That'll be perhaps an area Rangers could try to exploit, the Gambian international, but it's Sparta in possession. Rangers trying to keep them in their own half. Danilo chasing back. Sorensen goes back to his goalkeeper inside his 6-yard box. He's closed down, plays out to the left hand side. Tavernier gets in there with a header. Cantwell trying to close down Gomez, but he gets the pass off, and Sparta can build down the right hand side now. It's Preciado who went off early in that game out in Prague, but has recovered now to take his place back in the starting lineup. The Rangers crowd trying to get behind their side, but Sparta in possession and just trying to, as the manager spoke about, quieten them down, take the sting out of the game early on. As Vitek picks up right hand side of his penalty and plays it up towards Olatunji. He's beaten in the air though by Davies. That one change to Rangers starting lineup from the weekend, replacing Leon Balogun. Here's Tavernier, can't bring it under control and he's out of position, and forward they'll come now with Birmancevic, who is on the left hand side as he was in that opening game. Delaney picks up, but he's giving it straight to John Lundstrom just inside his own half. Ryan Jack comes forward with him, but it's Sima who picks up possession just outside the centre circle, challenged by Preciado. Still has the ball as he brings it over to the right. He's rather isolated, runs it out of play, and it will be a Sparta Prague throw-in. Early doors,
it's all
almost 5 minutes played, 0-0.
Yeah, it's all a bit frantically, isn't it? Neither side really keeping the ball all that well. I mean, everybody's pressing incredibly high tempo. Just on that occasion there, Sima trying to get past his mark, but ran out of pitch, took a heavy touch, but it's not really settled as such.
That victory at Celtic Park for Sparta Prague was November 2020. Never won away in Europe since then, and in fact they've lost 15 of their last 18 away from home in Europe, winning just one of those, that at Celtic Park. So Rangers' home record in the Europa League, which is a very good one, you would hope would tell this evening, as Tavernier clips it forward for Danilo, nods it down cleverly to Lammers. Lammers out to the right hand side. Cantwell shoots. Oh, it's just away from Danilo and just wide in the end. Danilo was only a whisker away from connecting as it was whisked across the 6-yard box. Couldn't connect the Brazilian. It's out for a Sparta Prague goal kick. Rangers 0, Sparta 0.
Good play there, Alistair. It was Tavernier up to Danilo, who knocked it down to Lammers. Great way to pass, slip pass into Cantwell. He's got to hit the target, Tomo.
I think Cantwell's got to do better. Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm not sure whether or not Danilo had just strayed offside either, if he had got a touch. But yeah, Cantwell, I mean, it's a reasonably tight angle, but it's not that difficult a chance. It's a good move from Rangers, and he really should be hitting the target. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
You think it was a shot from Cantwell?
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Danilo, nonetheless, only inches away from making contact as he slid in. But still it remains goalless then with 6.5 on the clock. First big chance of the game falls the way of the home side. Neither Cantwell nor Danilo could turn it into the net. Still goalless then as Gomez has it at the back. Birmancevic turns away from Lundstrom. Lovely drop of the shoulder, and the Serbian comes forward from the left hand side up towards the edge of the box. And a lot of room here for Preciado, edge of the penalty area, turns back inside. Then tries to go for goal, comes off Lammers. That will go behind for a Sparta corner over on the far side, but just for a moment as Birmancevic brought it forward. Preciado had the opportunity to shoot early, but he turned it down.
He should have shot. I mean, it's brilliant play from Birmancevic. We've highlighted him already. Cuts inside with a brilliant turn. Spots Preciado out on the right hand side. His touch wasn't far enough in front of him to be able to get the shot off straight away. He probably still should have done it. He cuts inside and the shot's deflected for this corner.
Corner kick from the right hand side then, to be taken by Birmancevic. Sima gets the ball at the near post, out as far as Gileni, who goes back the way to Preciado, who's furthest man back for Sparta. Ball's played forward and then out to the left once more to Gileni. Good looking ball, crossed into the left hand side, met by a Sparta head, but then away by Goldson. Jack helps it on. Gileni will just allow that to trickle out for a throw into Sparta on the left hand side, midway inside the Rangers half. I think we saw enough in that first game, Liam, I'm sure you've seen it yourself, that Sparta won't come here and just sit back and absorb Rangers' pressure.
No, I think they've shown tonight that they can play around the press as well. They're starting to gain a little bit of control with the way they're keeping the ball at the back, just making Rangers press, playing round the press. Rangers obviously have the better chance so far, but yeah, I completely agree. They've got some real top players.
Yeah, they're a good side, and they've got other players on the bench like Karabets, who was good in the first leg, Lashi, and also their top scorer Harazlin, who's recovered from injury. I know that our Czech journalist friend pre-match was telling us they're not in great form, but as you whispered to me, Lee, they are top of the league still, and they've only lost one game. They lost against Mlada Boleslav just after the Rangers game, so things not going too badly for them as they arrive in Glasgow to face Rangers this evening. It's back with Butland just outside his 6-yard box. Golpson was rather in his way as he tried to play it out to Tavernier, but he got the pass through. The Butland's continued to be excellent at the start of his Rangers career. Forward for Danilo, he can't collect it though, and it's picked up by Sorensen. Forward for Olatunji, good challenge by Davies, who played in that back three out in Prague. Cantwell picks up on the halfway line, nice bit of play, and then Lundstrom quickly forward for Tavernier. Tavernier's not as fast as Gomez though, and Gomez will try and see this behind. And then Gomez gets a touch on it, should be a corner, indeed it is. Tavernier put him under sufficient pressure to force the error from the 21-year-old, and it will be another Rangers corner, and you would hope this one would go in the penalty area.
Tavernier does great there to get the corner, puts him under pressure, goes all the way, and he gains a corner. Yes, you can see Cantwell's been told to go to the edge, so let's hope that's a good delivery.
Tavernier then from the right hand side as Cantwell, Lundstrom and Lammers lurk at the edge of the area. Plenty other bodies inside the box. In it comes, it's away by Olatunji. Lundstrom though gets it back out to Tavernier on the right hand side. Cantwell goes ahead of him. Tavernier finds him just a couple of yards away from the goal line. Back with Tavernier once more. Whips in a good looking cross to the back post. Golson still up there, back across into the 6-yard box. Can't get it clear, but eventually it's clutched by Vindal Jensen and the Danish goalkeeper. There's a Sparta player down. It's Olatunji actually back doing some defending, and he'll just the referee will just check if he requires any treatment, but the keeper has it in any case. Good delivery there from Tavernier, but it came to nothing. 0-0.
Yes. The initial corner in was good enough, and then once they work it out down the right hand side again, the quality of the ball the second time he whipped it in was sensational. It was actually really well defended in the end by Sparta Prague. Olatunji putting his body in the line, and then a very cool header back to Vindal in the goal.
Play resumes. Olatunji's fine. Gomez is giving that to Danilo. Danilo inside the penalty, he looks up, goes for goal, slots it in! It's a goal for Rangers, and it's a goal for Danilo, and it's a gift from Gomez. The young centre-back is on his knees. He can't believe the mistake he's made. And Danilo, to the delight of all inside Ibrox, save for 2,000 Czech fans, are on their feet to hail Danilo, who puts Rangers 1-0 up.
That was brilliant. Danilo, all the way to the goalkeeper. They're trying to entice the press. They've went to play out. It's Vindal, the goalkeeper, that's threw it out to Sorensen. He turned blindly. Danilo, or Gomez it was, Danilo goes through 1-on-1. Unbelievable composure to slide it past the goalkeeper.
It's a really composed finish, but what is Gomez doing? I mean, he's down here injured now. I don't know whether it's the old faking that you're injured after you've had an absolute shocker, but he receives the ball and he's not under pressure if he keeps moving forward. For some inexplicable reason, he turns back, not realising that Danilo's putting him under pressure from behind. Danilo gets a wee nick on it. He's then one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Kind of tight enough angle, but a composed finish with his left foot round the goalkeeper's right foot. But horrendous from Gomez, and it was him who gave the corner kick away just moments ago as well.
I did suggest they might be an area of the defence that Rangers could try and exploit. I didn't expect it to happen quite as quickly. Danilo in for his 6th goal of the season, his first in Europe, as we have another look at it. But Gomez, it's just a horrendous error, and Danilo looked up to see what his options were. There weren't too many, and so he went for goal himself and took it very, very calmly. He's a player, all of a sudden, Lee, who has found a real vein of confidence.
Yeah, he's been brilliant since that goal at St Johnstone when he took a head knock. He's come back, looked fresh. Look at him just now. He's getting the ball half turn, playing in Sima there. He's starting to look like a real top player.
Here's Barisic left hand side. Preciado put him under pressure and he can't keep it in. Barisic, as Gomez comes back on, having received some treatment in the wake of that error, but really nothing can account for the mistake. The 21 minutes, his first appearance in Europe, he's only his 8th of the season, all told.
Well, I can guarantee you there was absolutely nothing wrong with him. He's just lying on the ground, feigning injury because of the mistake that he'd made. He's
We've
now
all
back
been
on.
there, Tomo, come on. Been there.
But I mean, what a start for Rangers. Really, really good. Just when Sparta were starting to get a wee touch of the ball.
Gomez now having to head it back to Jensen in his goal, which he manages to do, despite the Rangers fans getting on his back, hoping for another error. And how do Sparta respond now? Here's Zileni coming away from Lundstrom, and Cantwell, but can't find the pass for Olatunji. Barisic breaks it up. Lovely turn by Sima away from Preciado, just held up slightly, and Karinen will try and go back with him left hand side. It's Sima running at the fin, trying to take him on for pace, gets to the byline. It's a poor cross in the end from Sima. He was all balanced and couldn't keep it in. Philippe Clement's asking the 4th official about an infringement, but I don't think there was enough in it. Karinen just leaned into Sima, and it was a poor cross in the end. But a good start from Rangers here.
Yeah, Sima looking sharp there as well. He's a ball carrier. He picked it up in his own half. Pace, power, he turned beautifully, and then he just put the afterburners on. Just that little bit of quality with the cross in his left foot. He's put it out behind the goals, but he has a real threat in attack and transition.
3 goals in his last 4 for Danilo. He hit the bar out in Prague, actually, having come on from a really tight angle. It was a brilliant save in the end from Jensen. You just get the slightest touch to touch it onto the bar. So he is a player who's found a bit of confidence, found a bit of form, and found a way to goal just in time. Here's Lundstrom, plays it out to Jack left hand side. Now Sima, Rangers looking for a quick fire second. Barisic on the overlap, that's where it goes. Barisic into the box, heading away to Cantwell, edge of the box, acrobatic effort pushed away by Jensen and behind for a corner.
Again, it comes from Gomez, a really slack clearance. I'm not sure how much longer he can stay in the pitch, to be honest with you. The guy's having a proper shocker, but the cross comes in from Barisic. It's knocked out to the edge of the box. Cantwell takes a touch, which spins high up into the air. His only option really is to take it up in the air with a kind of scissors bicycle kick. Catches it quite well. The goalkeeper probably should hold it, but turns it round for the corner.
To be taken by James Tavernier, right hand side. Deep one over Goldson, comes off Vitek at the back post, helped on there by Preciado out to the left hand side, where Barisic returns it. Deep one onto the roof of the net, and it will be a Sparta Prague goal kick. We've played 16 minutes at Ibrox. It is Rangers 1, Sparta Prague 0.
Well, the Sparta Prague manager had spoken before the game about trying to keep this crowd quiet. It's certainly not worked, and they've been architects of their own downfall, really. Gomez at the very heart of that. 3 mistakes he's made. One's cost Sparta Prague a goal. Very well finished by Danilo, but it has been an excellent start from Rangers. A real tempo about them.
Bit of defending to do here, though. Tavernier just struggling slightly for pace against Birmancevic, but recovers well to just knock it out of play for a throw in to Sparta Prague down the left hand side. Just a little bit of lack of communication, or mix-up in communication between himself and Jack Butland there as to who was going to deal with it. Eventually Tavernier concedes the throw-in, which is going to be taken in this near side, the left hand side, by Lucas Sadilek, lining up the long one about 20 yards from the corner flag on the left hand side. And it comes to the Rangers penalty area. Sima's up there. It's a really good header of the ball, Sima, and really good defensive weapon to have as well. He played actually terrifically in that left wing back role as Cantwell almost concedes the corner. Tavernier having to go back and knock it out for another throw in. down near the corner flag. As Cantwell's back pass almost went astray, and it will be Sadilek once more from this left-hand side to try and hurl it into the Rangers box as they look for an equaliser with 17.5 on the clock. In it comes from Sadilek towards the edge of the 6-yard box. That one's over Sima. It's Olatunji. In fact, Gomez was up there with a header looking to atone for his error, and Butland felt he had to touch that one over.
Quite a physical team. I was looking at them, the defensive corners there, and I thought they were doing really well with getting their headers in. You see they're not scared to put the long ball in, the long throw. And when you look at them, I think they've got the height on Rangers, so Rangers going to need to be switched on to set plays.
Yeah, Rangers have been vulnerable at times to long throws as well this season already, as Karinen takes the corner kick near post, but it's a poor effort in the end. It was turned wide by Vitek, who was up from the back, but he couldn't get the right angle on the shot, and it's harmlessly behind for a Rangers goal kick. 18.5 minutes in. Stephen Thompson, Rangers, good value for the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, Lee's just pointing out their physicality, and obviously Olatunji playing through the central row. He is big, he's a physical presence, but his quality is nowhere near what's required for me at this level. He had a massive chance, if you remember, all over in Prague towards the end of the game to win the game and missed it. And so far in this game, he doesn't get involved. He's not. I mean, he's reasonably quick and he's physical, but I just don't see him having anywhere near the quality. Who was it that started up front in the last game?
It was Kuchta, who's now playing out on the right-hand side this evening. But Olatunji given that striker's role. Rangers have given away a needless throw into misplaced passes from Cantwell and Jack, and here comes Sadilek's throw inside. Good take though from Butland, comes off his line, takes that just at the edge of his 6-yard box to ease the pressure on the Rangers back line. And 19.5 on the clock. It's Rangers 1, Sparta Prague 0.
Great goalkeeping. There's nothing better, Lee, is there, when you're in there defending a corner or a set play and your goalkeeper comes and commands like that.
You hear your goalkeeper from behind you. He gives a shout. There's nothing better. You're right, Thomas.
Here come Rangers at the other end. Cantwell inside the penalty area, cuts inside onto the left. It's a goal! Rangers have got another one, and Todd Cantwell with a first goal of the season. Brilliant bit of play from Rangers, all the way from the back. Lundstrom with the diagonal. It found its way across the penalty area to Cantwell, who rolled it with the right boot onto the left, and Camley side-footed it past Jensen. It's Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 0.
You've got to say the composure in this finish, Alistair, is quite sublime. He picks the ball up in the wide area just inside the right-hand side of the penalty box. He goes to fakes to shoot and chops our big pal Gomez again, chops him, and he just slides the ball in with his left foot to the far corner of the goal. It is an unbelievable finish for a man that I didn't think had started the game particularly well. That's a tremendous goal. Tremendous. What a start for Rangers.
It was good. I mean, it was quite direct from Rangers. A long ball up. Sima kind of challenged for it. Or Danilo, it drops to Sima. He spots Cantwell out in this right-hand side in acres of space because Gileni was caught up the pitch. He chops inside Gomez very easily, and it was a really decent finish. VAR check for what? Offside?
Potential offside, but it's quickly dismissed. Rangers have a 2-goal lead, and Todd Cantwell with a first goal of the season. And it was really sublime, controlled skill and finish from Cantwell. The build-up, the spot from Lundstrom as he tries to pick out Sima again, just overcooks that one, but his pass for Sima, he must have hit that, what, about 50 yards? Right onto Sima. And Sima found Danilo out to Cantwell, and he did the rest. And Sparta Prague are rocking here. They went into another huddle there, which was roundly booed by the Rangers fans as they try to find a way to deal with the quick start that Rangers have made to this game. Golson into the back there of Burmacevic, and it'll be a free kick to Sparta Prague just at the edge of the centre circle. But Rangers looking commanding.
They don't look like they're sitting back either, Alistair, and I think maybe that this is something that's came for the manager. They've went 1-0 up. I think we've seen in the past, you see a Rangers team will sit back in. They've went on searching for another goal. They've been front foot. Still, that's been the game plan since the start, and I think they thoroughly deserve it. Although I must say, Gomez for Sparta Prague has basically been Rangers' best player.
It's harsh.
It's not far off it.
Here come Sparta trying to build down the right hand side, but Davies is there to find Barisic, and now out to Sima, left hand side. He's just pulled to the ground there by Vitek, and Rangers will have a free kick left hand side just inside the Sparta half. And back with Golson. Golson put under pressure from Birmancevic. Back he goes to Butland before the Serbian can nick possession. Butland gets it cleared up to the halfway line. Cantwell beaten to it by Gomez. Comes to Tavernier. He knocks it back to Butland at the edge of his 6-yard box. He'll be closed down by Kuchta, but Butland goes long up towards Danilo. Sorensen wins it. Jack though helps it on to Sima, left hand side. Up towards the penalty area he comes. Rangers looking for a third, or he's found Danilo on his heels there, and it's out for a goal kick to Sparta Prague as we pass the quarter point of the game and get another look at Cantwell's cool finish away to the right of the goalkeeper. And Todd Cantwell, who has been sort of in and out of form at the start of this season, like many Rangers players, I suppose. He got 6, having arrived at Rangers in January at the end of last season, but that is his first of this campaign. And a nice time to notch as Lindstrom gets it back to Davies, and then out to Barisic midway inside his own half. Again, Rangers going forward quite quickly on to Sima. Good first touch, but Vitek knocks it out of play. They do seem keen though, like especially in contrast to Michael Beale's time. They're certainly getting the ball forward a lot quicker.
Yeah, they look full of energy, and even when they give the ball away, it's immediate press. It's like the counter press they call it. As soon as they give the ball away, they're after it again. So you can tell that there's a positivity in the mindset of the Rangers players now.
It's Tavernier for Sima, just couldn't reach it before Jensen comes out and smothers. It was a brilliant idea from Tavernier. He saw the run of Sima from left to right, and it just had a couple of inches too much on the pass, and Jensen able to gather before Sima could pounce for a third.
Again though, that they're penetrating the opposition, which again is something under Michael Beale we didn't see enough of. We saw a lot of side to side play, we saw a lot of possession in the opposition final third with no real end product. They're getting through, they're seeing incisive passes, the movement off the ball is good, and that was inches away from being another really big opportunity.
Yeah, it really was. Sparta have it back in their own defensive third, played forward by Preciado for Kuchta, who manages to keep the ball under pressure from Barisic, who works back the way, and Rangers, as Lee says, have won it back again. Lammers picking up in the middle of the park. Lundstrom getting in his way, but it's played out to Barisic, and now with Jack on the left hand side, closed down by Kuchta, back to Barisic, into Goldson. Rangers have won 6 of the last 7 home Europa League games, drawing 1, winning the last 4 in a row. They haven't lost here in the Europa League group stage since Lyon came and won here, and that was in the campaign in which they reached the final as well. But on the road, you would say, to victory tonight, as Tavernier looks for Danilo, and again it's just a little bit too much on the pass, but it's a good idea again. And Philippe Clement, as he confers with some of his fellow coaches down there on the bench, must be well pleased with what he's seen from his side in the opening 26 minutes. Rangers 2, Sparta 0.
Yeah, they're not needing the extra passes, you know. If they see that it's on, and that's twice now Tavernier's done that, just missed out the midfielders or the 10 and just gone straight up to the number 9. No harm in that, it's been effective. Here's
Preciado for Sparta, right hand side, just inside the Rangers half. Karinen, the Finn, square for Gomez on the halfway line. Birmancevic now picking up. He hasn't been able to get into the game thus far, and Rangers will want to keep it that way as Gomez plays Jeleni. Gomez looks nervous as he plays it back the way to Sorensen. Rangers pressing high, but Karinen able to keep the ball and finds Vitek, and now it's Sadilek in the middle of the park driving through the heart of the Rangers midfield, but Cantwell nips in to intercept the pass, and Lundstrom helps him out and tries to move past Olatunji, but he's given it away, and now it's picked up by Sadilek. Olatunji at the edge of the penalty area, brushed aside by Goldson, and that's the message from the referee as well as Stephen Thompson. Olatunji going down far too easily, and Rangers can try and come forward. Danilo running into bother, but Lammers there to help him. And Tavernier will get the break of the ball out this near side, plays it infield to Lundstrom, midway inside his own half. Forward for Jack, back to Goldson, and now Davies just about 10 yards outside his penalty area. Out to Barisic, 27.5 on the clock, 2-0 Rangers lead. Forward for Sima left hand side of the box, quickly into the penalty area, comes to Danilo with a shot. Oh, did that clip the outside of the post on its way wide? Danilo so close to a Rangers third. There was another, almost a gift, I think it came off Vitic initially and fell into the path of Danilo, and he tried to curl it bottom corner, and it is the outside of the post as Rangers come so close to a third goal. 2-0.
It's a chance here for Danilo. It's bad clearance, it's felt him. He's actually took a really good touch.
Yeah.
I think he's went to give the goalkeeper the eyes and just put a little bit too much on it, like faking to put it to his right, but really whipping round at last minute, and it's just come off the post. Really, I think it should be 3-0. No.
Again though, Sima causing all sorts down that left hand side.
Yeah, it was just an early ball into the box from Sima, wasn't it? And Vitic didn't deal with it at all well. Played it straight to Danilo, who couldn't quite capitalise the way he did when he was presented the ball by Gomez just 12 minutes into the game. Danilo and Todd Cantwell, the scorers for Rangers tonight, with not even half an hour on the clock as yet. Rangers purring just at the moment as the Sparta Prague defence try and deal with another
They're all over the
direct
place.
ball. They sure are. They've given it to Cantwell, right hand side. Rangers looking for a third before the half hour is out. Lammers tries to poke it into the penalty, that's intercepted. Sparta will try and counter. Olatunji's all on his own just at the moment. Holds it up well though, to be fair. Then Tavernier comes back, wins the ball fairly and pokes it to Goldson. Goldson clips it up towards Danilo. Danilo beaten in the air though by Vitic, and down for Preciado. Philippe Clement has spoken the week about trying to build a machine at Rangers, and they're operating pretty slickly so far this evening.
Look at the one just now, Alistair. This is the best. This is the best probably I've seen Clement's team play. They're fluent. They're getting the ball forward. When they lose the ball, all the players that are beyond the ball are getting back, trying to get goal side of the ball. They're all working hard. It'll just be interesting to see if they can sustain this tempo and pressure. But so far, we're saying Sparta Prague are all over the place. I think that is also contributing with Rangers' press. I think their press has been spot on. It's been aggressive, it's been angry, it's been in their face, and they're forcing errors. And here we go again.
Yeah, back with Jensen, who goes long before Danilo can close him down. Davies chests it down. Kuchta trying to close him down. He gets it back to Butland. Butland likewise goes long before Olatunji can pressurise him. It's nodded down, but straight to a Rangers player again in the shape of Jack. Danilo gets the break of the ball, and then Lammers finds Jack left hand side coming towards the penalty area. Sima once more into the box he comes, goes for goal, but it's straight into the arms. A tame effort from Sima and into the arms of Jensen. Half an hour in, Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 0.
Just the wrong option from Sima on that occasion. He had 3 in the box waiting for the cross. He's done so well going down the outside, and he cuts inside. It was never really on for a shot. To beat the goalkeeper from that angle, from that distance, was going to have to be something incredibly special. But yeah, I would echo what Lee's saying. This is the most impressive certainly I've seen Rangers under the new manager Philippe Clement. Everything's clicking for them, and Sparta Prague are shell-shocked. They really are. They're all over the place. They cannot keep the ball. Defensively, their clearances are hopeless. Every second ball is getting picked up by Rangers midfielder when it drops. They've looked absolutely no threat at the other end. Their top man, Barmancevic, has hardly been on the ball. So all in all, you've got to say it's been a very, very opening 30 minutes for Rangers.
Certainly has, yeah. Still 0-0 actually in Seville between Real Betis and Aris Limassol, as Cantwell's taken out of play, and eventually the referee tried to let play go, and then Rangers couldn't progress the move, and now he's having a word with Gomez, who was the guilty party, as Cantwell picks himself up, and he's picked up by Tavernier, and it will be a Rangers free kick just down in front of us, about 15 yards inside Rangers half right hand side, right on the touchline. The Italian referee. It's had a pretty straightforward game so far, really, as Cantwell has a word with the fourth official, another Italian I think perhaps asking why Gomez wasn't booked. It's played forward to Sima, couldn't bring it under control before it was played away by Sorensen, and it breaks for Preciado. Back to the goalkeeper, Jensen, Dane, and now Gomez, who was signed from Danish football actually by the Danish manager. Back with Jensen once more, edge of his box, he goes long looking for Olatunji, but Davies will beat him to it, heads it in the direction of Barisic, but Birmancevic just nips in front of him, and Birmancevic picks up on the pass forward once more. Sparta Prague trying to reduce the 2-goal deficit with just over 12 minutes of the half remaining. Gomez in possession once more and quickly goes back to his goalkeeper before Lammers can close him down. Sadilek for Sorensen. Sparta Prague though can't link the play together at all, just giving the ball away very, very cheaply, and it's back with Jack Butlin from Borna Barisic. Butlin plays a low ball forward for Cantwell, backing into Gomez. Gomez does well on that occasion, in fairness, as Olatunji picks up, then he fouls Tavernier, and it will be a Rangers free kick about 10 yards outside their own penalty area. We've played 33 here. It's Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 0.
Game just last couple of minutes went a little bit scrappy, a lot of fouls. I think Tavernier gets away with one there.
Does, yeah.
Here's Barisic though on the other flank coming forward. Back the way though to Lundstrom, who had that brilliant saving challenge, if you remember, Tomo, in the first half out in Prague, to deny. I think it was Vitek who was poised to pounce, as Cantwell picks up right hand side now and just plays it, a little reverse ball to Tavernier, who clips it goalwards. Should be trying to stand it up to the back post or actually go for goal.
He was trying Cantona. Remember that goal where
he's not got a collar to put up either though.
That was exactly what he was trying from roughly the same area.
Yeah,
just shows you the confidence they're playing with.
Jensen was well placed though on his line. There was no way he was going to beat him on that occasion, and it remains Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 0, and Sparta do have a free kick just inside their own half to be taken by Karinen, the Finnish centre midfielder, who's started all 4 in the Europa League group stage. As they lost the opening game against, they won the opening game, I beg your pardon, and then lost against Betis. Of course, they drew against Rangers in the third game, and they're losing 2-0 now with 10 minutes left in the first period. Trying to build from the back through Sorensen, but it's cut out by Davies, who's had a solid enough evening at the back alongside Goldson so far. Not too much of a threat to deal with, but what they have had to contend with, they've done so well. Here's Tavernier sliding it forward for Lammers. Lammers gives chase. Gomez is with him. Gomez again just too quick and just shields it. One thing Lammers doesn't have is pace.
No, I know how he feels.
So they are. What he has got, he's got a great first touch. He receives the ball really well. He's got a good way to pass. I think at the start of the season there was a lot of people asking the question of what he actually does. I think he's a real technical player, but he needs the ball at his feet. He needs runners. He needs people round about him supporting him. And if he gets that, it can be very effective.
Cooked up, quickly challenged by Davies, who then challenges Olatunji as well, and it breaks for Sadilek. Now there's a break on here down the left hand side, but Birmancevic didn't spot Zeleny in time, and Rangers break up that move. Tavernier knocks it out of play. He's looking for a free kick, but it's not forthcoming. It'll be a throw in to Sparta Prague on this left hand side, but Birmancevic could have released Zeleny just a little bit quicker, and he might have been in down the left hand side had they been able to just move the ball with a little bit more zip. As it is, it's back midway inside the Sparta half. The captain Sorensen finds Kurta inside the centre circle and out towards Preciado. It looks like he's put too much on it. Preciado stretches, keeps it in, but only for the benefit of Barisic, who plays it infield for Lammers. Lammers comes forward, now Cantwell up towards the edge of the box. Oh, he's taken out completely by Gomez there. That's going to be a yellow card as Gomez's evening gets even worse. He's continued a free kick 25 yards from goal, and this is very much James Tavernier territory.
It is, and you know, I was just thinking there, how could his night go from bad to worse? but he's actually managed it. Yeah, a clear foul. Cantwell actually takes a bad touch and it entices the tackle from Gomez. He just gets there seconds before him, nicks it past him, and Tavernier will be all over this.
Gomez has got to come off at half-time for me,
100%.
Trommel. What do you think?
Oh, he's got to. He's absolutely... I mean, you could tell from just a couple of minutes into the match that he was really struggling. But you know what? Sometimes that happens. He's a young player on a big stage, and he's not dealing with the occasion at all.
Yeah, they're slightly limited at the back. Panak's not in the squad at all, having started against Rangers, and Vidra is really the only other option. I think he's only 20 years old, so Gomez was clearly preferred to him. So maybe that says all you need to know about what they think about Vidra. Anyway, Gomez's night could get even worse if either Tavernier or Borna Barisic can convert this free kick. It is maybe just slightly more than 25 yards, but certainly still within Tavernier's ability as he goes for goal. He curls it just wide of goal. The right hand post of Peter Jensen. He kept an eye on it and saw it was going wide. Tavernier will get a better view of this replay we're about to see, just how far wide. A couple of yards in the end. Not Tavernier's best effort certainly, and it remains Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 0. Sparta trying to play out from the backs, back inside the 6-yard box with the goalkeeper, plays it out the left-hand side. Zeleny runs into Tavernier there. Tavernier took a sore one in that collision. No free kick given, and Zeleny will pick up once more and come forward. Tavernier slowly picking himself up as Kukstar miscontrolled it, misplaced his pass and knocks it out of play. And again, Philippe Clement asking the fourth official, is that not a free kick? As Kukstar ran into Tavernier. I'm not sure it necessarily was. It's just going to be a throw-in to Rangers in the end, as Tavernier hobbles back to his position. The referee's indicating it was a coming together.
Yeah, it was fairly innocuous, really. Maybe just caught Tavernier's foot. I also felt as though he handled the ball, not Tavernier, the Sparta Prague player. But anyway, Tavernier's kind of hobbling on.
Real Betis have got a goal up against Aris Limassol in Seville. Rangers will be out in Seville on the last group game, matchday 6, and they'll hope to have 2 further victories under their belt before then to have secured qualification, and that game ultimately could be a decider as to who wins the group. Rangers will certainly hope so. As Goldson plays it forward, Gomez has slipped, and Cantwell could be away here. He's over the halfway line, galloping towards the penalty area, inside the penalty area, going for goal. Good save by Jensen, and Gomez has a big let off there. This guy is having an incredible night here at Ibrox, and not in a good way.
How many ways can you be kind to say that somebody's having a torrid? But yeah, I mean, he slips under no pressure, and basically Cantwell's one-on-one. He's still got a bit of distance to go with the ball. He carries it all the way into the box from about 40 yards out, hits a shot from roughly where he hit one earlier. Goalkeeper just gets a foot to it to clear it. But yeah, another big chance for Rangers. At 3-0, there's no way back.
No, 2-0, there's still a glimmer of hope for Sparta Prague, although they've not been able to test Jack Butland as yet. But clearly Rangers could do with an extra cushion, whether that arrives before or after half-time. But certainly the 2-goal lead does not flatter them just at the moment, and you suspect that the half-time whistle can't come quick enough for James Gomez, the left centre-back for Sparta Prague. Out for a throw-in over on the far side to Rangers, as Borna Barisic prepares to take. Out of contract in the summer, Borna Barisic. No new contract agreed at this stage. There had been chat about whether one was on the table, but nothing as yet. Gomez in a race with Cantwell once more. He wins that one, the Gambian international, and plays it back to his goalkeeper. 14 caps for the Gambia at just 21 years of age. Here he is again, playing it square to his captain Sorensen. Kind of feel that he doesn't really want the ball for very long. Here he is once more, playing it forward to Birmancevic on the halfway line. Lundstrom closing him down. Forward it goes for Olatunji. Breaks off the arm of Goldson, and it's given as a handball. but a free kick there to Sparta, quickly taken. Birmancevic midway inside the Rangers half. Tavernier has to turn and try and match Zeleny, who manages to keep it in. Barisic is there to head out of the penalty area. Sparta trying to put the pressure on. Olatunji picks up edge of the box. Davies gets an important foot in there. Lammers trying to help it on. Then Lundstrom just thumps it over the halfway line. Now there's a foot race between Danilo and Sorensen. And Sorensen just about gets the better of the Brazilian there to prevent him going in through on goal as Gomez picks up once more. We've got 2.5 minutes left of the opening 45. Rangers leading by 2-0 as Birmancevic has it inside his own half, lays it back the way to Sadilek. Sadilek nudges it back. It's a poor pass though. Vitek forced to scurry and manages to keep it in. Preciado now under pressure but gets the pass away as Sparta put together as many passes as they have in the entire game, and eventually Jack in there to break it up, and Sima then gives it straight back to Sparta, who will come forward now in the middle of the park. It's Sadilek once more, closed down by Cantwell. Out to the left hand side now with Sorensen. Sorensen forwards for Karinen. Finnish midfielder coming forward. Birmancevic left hand side for Sparta. Poor pass. Tavernier cuts it out. Comes off a Sparta player. Rangers throw in midway inside their half. Under 2 minutes to play in the first period. Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 0.
Yeah, it's been a very different type of performance this from Sparta Prague. Certainly in the first half over in Prague, they were full of energy, creativity, causing all sorts of problems. We've seen absolutely none of that here at Ibrox. They've just not been allowed to do it, and when they have got the ball into Rangers' kind of final third area, Rangers have managed to snuff them out incredibly easily.
Butland goes long, looking for Sima, beaten to it by Preciado, who was floored by his own player, Birmancevic there. Rangers pick up through Barisic, turns it back to Jack over on the left hand side into Lundstrom, still inside his own half. Back now with Goldson midway inside his own territory, just nudges it to Tavernier, who plays it back to Butland on the edge of his box, and he keeps it moving for Davies. Davies turns it back to Butland once more, just looking to move Sparta around, draw them forward before they can then clip it long, as Goldson does now, up towards Danilo. He's been in there by Sorensen. Birmancevic tries to help it forward. Cantwell though in to touch it back to Tavernier. Out of play of Zeleny, who with that broken nose won't want to be allowing the ball to hit his face too many times. Throw in Rangers just inside their own half. Philippe Clement will go and retrieve that for James Tavernier as the fourth official, Antonio Gia, prepares to show us just how long there is to be added in the final few seconds of the regulation 45. Tavernier takes the throw and back the way to Goldson, and back once more to Butland. Rangers very content to get in at 2-0 up, you would imagine. Butland's ball forward, flicked on by Jack for Sima. Here comes the fourth official's board as Sima's taken out of play. 1 minute to be added on, and it's a free kick and a yellow card shown there to Vitek, I think it was, who made the challenge on Sima as he left him for dead over on the far side, and Vitek joins Gomez in the referee's notebook in the first period, and Rangers will have maybe a final opportunity to try and threaten the Sparta goal in this first half, as Sima though still lies prone.
He'll be alright.
He's a threat though, isn't he? He really is a threat. When he feels the defender just behind him, he spins and he just opens up.
He's so quick.
Complete athlete.
Scary quick.
See if he adds the final pass in the final third to his game, he could go on to bigger and better things. You know what I mean? Not bigger and better things, but he's such a threat.
Free kick's taken into the Sparta area. Vitek gets the header away only as far as Jack, left hand side. Going beyond 1 minute of stoppage time, and the referee has seen enough, and the Rangers fans stand to applaud their side off the field as the Sparta manager Brian Priska comes onto the field at the half-time interval. It's been a poor first half for his side. He got off to the worst possible start as James Gomez presented Danilo with a golden opportunity inside the penalty area, and the Brazilian gleefully slotted it under Jensen in the Sparta goal to make it 1-0 Rangers. And from the outset, Rangers were on top. They could have been ahead before that. Cantwell off target, and Danilo just couldn't slide in to slot away. Cantwell with an acrobatic effort after that was pushed away by Jensen. And then in 20 minutes, a wonderful Rangers move started by Lundstrom. Long diagonal found Sima. He played it to Danilo, who found Cantwell inside the penalty area. A roll under the boot on the right foot onto the left, and a cool, composed finish beyond Jensen to make it 2-0 inside 20 minutes. First goal of the season for Todd Cantwell. Danilo hit the outside of the post 8 minutes later after another poor defensive bit of play, this time from Vitic. And it was a good save from Jensen to deny Cantwell again 5 minutes before the interval. It's been all Rangers in this first half, and deservedly they go in at half-time with the scoreline reading: Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 0.
Rangers in the Europa League.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
Yes, Rangers in total control here at Ibrox. In the other game in the group, Real Betis are 1-0 up at home to Aris Limassol. Iglesias with a goal on 34 minutes. It's a really, really tight group, so this could turn out to be a hugely important win for Philippe Clement's side this evening. Very impressive, you have to say. Very sharp, very much in the front foot, but certainly aided by a really poor Sparta side, and you have to feel sorry for Gomez at the back. Can you feel sorry, Stephen Thompson? It's a hard watch, isn't it?
You can feel sorry for him. You know, as professional footballers, we've all had bad games and games you'd like to forget. It's just so happens it's such a pivotal game in this group, and a big game for him as a young player playing in, you know, a huge stadium and so much riding on it. He just hasn't coped at all, and sometimes early on in a game, if you make a mistake, you don't ever recover from it, and he hasn't, and it's gone from bad to worse, unfortunately, for the young man. But, you know, I don't think you can just blame him for as much as he's at fault for both the goals and nearly selling the jerseys for Cantwell scoring a third. Rangers, out with that, have been by far the better team, have dominated pretty much the whole half, have not given up anything defensively, and have looked a real threat going forward. They're playing with tempo, they're winning second balls. And what I really like about them is, and we touched on this before the start of the game, is there's no kind of slow, predictable build-up. Everything's done at a pace, and they're happy to miss out midfielders and go slightly longer, but the difference is they've got supporting runners and they've got people up picking up second balls, and it's entertaining to watch, and it's got the support here on the edge of their seats. So it's been a brilliant half for Rangers.
Yeah, we spoke before the game, Lee, about the differences in this Rangers side since the new manager came in, and in that first 45 minutes we've just had the perfect example of it, haven't we?
Absolutely. I think this is the best performance I've seen under Clement's team. I think they're playing with confidence. The confidence is seeping out the players. There's a fluidity about the team. There's a threat out wide and pace. There's a hard work ethic that comes in. There's a press, there's a counter press. I've been really, really impressed with Rangers tonight. I think I agree with Tomo. I think under maybe the last regime, it was more possession based and passes across the back, and then it would all be about, well, we had 70% possession. I think tonight you've seen the back four, Tavernier, Goldson, Davies and Barisic all hitting up to Danilo, and then it's a one-touch layoff for midfield runners. There's been penetration tonight, but there's also been link play, and it's refreshing to see. It's exciting to watch. There's been lots of chances, 2 unbelievable goals. It could have been more. So I think Clement's message was connecting the fans and the players again, and I think over the last couple of games, and certainly tonight, that's absolutely happened.
Yeah, the atmosphere in here has been absolutely tremendous at Ibrox this evening, Tomo. And looking at Clement down there, he's very much a presence on the touchline. Any time that the Rangers press hasn't been what he wants it to be, what he expects it to be, he's been screaming at them to push forward.
Yeah, he has, and he's obviously got very high standards and an idea of what his team wants to be. And you know, when he was appointed, I think I said it, and I think a lot of people said it's going to be some job he's got here because the players aren't good enough that have been signed by Michael Beale. And you know, it just shows you what the difference a coach can make. He's got them playing a better brand of football. He's got them highly motivated, and as Jig touched on there, he's got the connection back with the supporters. It's going really well. Momentum, confidence. But again, he's not going to settle for this. He's not the sort of guy that's going to settle for just 2-0, all right, we'll sit in and defend the lead in the second half. Or he's not the sort of guy who will be happy that they've got to a cup final. Of course he's going to be happy, but he won't be happy till they've won it, and won't be happy till they've closed the gap on Celtic at the top, etc. You know, it's the standard that he's setting here, which augurs really well for the club, is of a very high standard. And added to that, in January, if he's able to bring in quality in the areas that he feels they need it, then you do feel as though, certainly on the short time that he's been here, he's had a huge impact already.
The defence haven't had much to do, Lee, but again, we've spoken a lot about Butland, very commanding at the back, very reassuring, I'm sure, for his defenders. And Davies is another player that's been a bit in and out. He's not had a terrific time at Rangers. He was, of course, out for a long spell, injured. He's looked very confident tonight. Yeah,
firstly, Butland, they're putting the long throws in, they're putting good delivery in the box for corners. Butland come out commanding the area. In general play, yes, Davies has been a bit part, let's say, this season. I think Davies and Goldson have been tremendous tonight. They're the ones that set the tone for the press. They're the ones that get the high line. When the ball's going up to Ola Tunji, that was easy for me to say.
Well done. No, you're right.
He's a big athletic guy.
He's no quality though.
That's what I mean. About him either,
he's no quality, but Goldson and Davies are bullying him. They're much bigger than they two. He's much bigger than they two. And the bullet, it's aggressiveness that they're playing the game. Then they're getting the ball and they're starting the attack. So anytime the ball goes up for Sparta Prague, Rangers are winning it and then starting that attack. So I think it's a great point, Kenny. The Butland, Goldson and Davies have been brilliant.
Do you know, I'm just laughing because on the big screen here,
what was that?
Before the game, you can tell the story, Lee.
Right, go on, Lee. Go on. Right, tell her. I can see you pointing and laughing. It's now gone. So what happened?
Before the game, what's his name again? I've just forgotten his name. Alberts was walking along the side of the pitch and he said, "There's Alberts." And I said, "There's absolutely no way that's Alberts." That's the worst doppelganger I've ever seen. Anyway, we've just seen him up in the big screen doing the half-time draw.
So, has he grown a bit?
He's grown a lot more hair. He's got a kind of side sweep. Anyway,
longer hair,
so I stand corrected.
It's all the rage.
Apologies.
It's all the rage.
He is here. There you go.
That's 1-0 me, Kenny. Anyway.
Talk to us, Tom, about it's a position that you know, of course, Danilo. What do you see in him as a striker?
Well, I mean, I think first and foremost, his work rate's been very good tonight. He's been putting the defence under massive amounts of pressure. Whenever the goalkeeper gets it, he's hurrying him into making decisions. Obviously, he takes his chance very well. I mean, it looks an easy chance, but it isn't. The slight angle, and he showed an awful lot of composure. He's fought hard. The ball's come up into the air. He's obviously not as tall as the centre has, but he's fought hard with him. But I just think when he's on the ball, he looks sharper, and you feel as though when he's on it, something can happen. You feel as though he's got a spark. He looks sharp. The opposite of what you felt when Dessers was on the ball. So clearly, for me, he's a much better option.
He's like a new player, Tom.
I think you can see that he's had a real boost in confidence. When he first came, took him a wee bit to settle in. He obviously then got the injury, but you can see now why Rangers paid that amount of money for him. And if he can continue to develop and continue to grow in confidence, then they might have a really good player on their hands.
We had a Rangers fan on the programme in the 5:30 slot, Lee, a couple of weeks ago, and I was saying to him, out of all the players, there's a lot of criticism on the new signings. Was Lammers perhaps the biggest disappointment? He came here with a decent price tag, a reasonable reputation, and you were trying to put a case forward earlier on. You're saying that he receives the ball well, he's got a nice touch. Do you see a player in there?
I see a player with ability in there, Kenny, and at the start of the season, a lot of the fans are asking the question that what does he do? Then they're seeing the price tag, then they're saying the price tag's got nothing to do with Lammers. Lammers has been signed here. He needs to go out and prove himself. I think at the start of the season it wasn't clicking, it wasn't working. I think he's done all right tonight. He's linked to play. He's took the ball in a half turn, his back foot, and he's had little slip passes for Danilo. in behind. He's created chances. He created a chance for Cantwell where he should have scored.
Do you think he's the answer long term for Rangers as a number 10? I don't.
I think time will tell. I think if he keeps growing in confidence, I think at the start of the season, he's come into the club, he's played a few games, didn't play well, and he's thought, whoa, this, because he's heard the noise from the stands and he's found it difficult. He's a player that's probably been playing in the lowest of confidence. I've been there. It's absolutely not easy.
What is it like? How do you get out of that when it's not going well?
You've just got to work incredibly hard and hope that it turns, and it can turn very quickly. You know, I think one instance would have been his goal up at Dundee, and I actually felt something like that just takes so much pressure off you. Your shoulders can relax, because see, when you're playing and you're tense and you're thinking about making mistakes, ultimately you will make mistakes because you're worried and thinking about, I better not make a mistake. So the law of attraction makes you make the mistake, so you've got to play with freedom. And I think he's starting to play with a wee bit more freedom, but I still don't think long term moving forward, I think Rangers will be looking to get somebody different or somebody better in that number 10 position than him.
I think when he receives the ball, you can see the quality he's got.
He's got a nice touch.
When he receives it in the passes, his choice of passes, weight of pass is good. I still honestly think there's more to come from him. I think he's getting his confidence back. Tomo touched on the Dundee goal. Yes, unbelievable goal, unbelievable finish, and probably good timing for him. That weight off his shoulders. Tom was talking about the law of attraction, about thinking about it, believing it and achieving it. But I think there's more to come for Lammers, and I think the fans are turning slightly as well. They can see a player in there. It's just, when's that complete player going to come out?
I tell you what helps, Jig. See, when you're losing games and the performances aren't good, the supporters always find a scapegoat. They always find somebody to blame it on, and of course Dessers and Lammers were the ones. When you're winning games, then that kind of disappears a wee bit, and I think that's been the case. Rangers were having that period where it hit the kind of all-time low over in Cyprus, and it's very difficult to play under those circumstances, but now that they're winning, there's a better feeling collectively, and you know, when you're on the pitch, you're not getting the kind of boos and the kind of exasperation from the fans when you make a slack pass. It's accepted more when you're winning, and you're entertaining the team. So I think that's got a big part to play in it.
Rangers in complete control here, 2-0 up against Sparta Prague. Earlier in the programme, we brought you a terrific performance from Aberdeen away in Greece. A really tough tie that was, away to PAOK, but a 2-2 draw for Barry Robson's side. Sportsound, of course, all the action right throughout the week. It's been a big week. Last night we had Premiership action, a draw in Paisley, St Mirren against Hibs. European action tonight. On Saturday, it's back to the domestic game.
This is Sports Sound.
I can't wait for Saturday.
Blair Spittle has scored on the death for Motherwell. Matt O'Reilly has won it with the last kick of the game.
For me, champions find a way, and Celtic tend to do that more often than not.
Good evening to you, Kevin. How are you feeling?
I am feeling sick.
Yeah, it's been a hard time being a Hibs fan recently. We had the excitement in European competition, and we ended up going out in Birmingham.
Chick Young told us at the start of the programme
there would be goals in this game.
Chick Young, Queen's Park against Morton.
We're still playing.
Behind the wall. What do you make of that tactic now? Some teams are adopting that.
Yeah, I think it's okay as long as it's no wet.
The revelation was that Tom English actually once turned out for Airdrie.
I was a player.
What do you make of that, Emma?
Emma. That was just about the time I started supporting Airdrie.
Well, Kenny, we've got an equaliser. Oh, the St Mirren bench are jumping up and down. Stephen Robinson out of his technical area.
A 96th minute equaliser. Must be an amazing celebrations.
I missed it, Kenny. I'd left early with the wee man.
You couldn't cut off. I love it. Scottish football.
Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland.
Yes, lots to look forward to at the weekend. Some big domestic games, fan reaction, all that to come on Sports. And it's European action we have for you this evening. Earlier in the Europa Conference League, a terrific draw for Aberdeen away at PAOK. Rangers very much in control here against Sparta Prague. They are 2-0 up. Let's get back to your commentary team of Stephen Thompson, Lee McCulloch and Alistair Lamont.
Thanks, Kenny. Yeah, Sparta just about to make a couple of changes at the interval. It's going to be Thomas Wiesner and Kazim Lashi who will come on. Looks like Jeleni is going to play left centre back. Gomez, needless to say, has gone off. I mean, you have to feel sorry for the young man who's had a horrendous night here. So Gomez replaced by Wiesner. He'll go and play left wing back by the looks of it, with Jeleni dropping back. And Lashi, as I say, has come on to the heart of the midfield. Didn't see actually who the other Sparta player was that went off. We'll bring you up to date on that just shortly, as play does get back underway, as Sparta look to try and somehow get their way back into this game. And Rangers look to extend their advantage, and certainly you wouldn't put it past them if they could somehow repeat the performance of that first period. It was very impressive from the moment certainly they went ahead. They haven't looked back. That is Lashi, who I felt was pretty good in that first game, Tomo.
I would agree with that, Alistair. Surprised to see him not start the game. What I'm not surprised about is the fact that Gomez and Olatunji,
the other player off,
have gone off the pitch.
Here come Rangers though. It's Lammers almost latching on to Sima's pass. Back though with Jensen. It's clipped forward, so it's a bit of reshuffling certainly from Sparta, as Kuchta will go up through the middle as he did from the start in that first game out in Prague. Lashi coming on, and it looks like Sadilek is pushed a bit further forward with Lashi coming into the centre. He moves a bit further forward in support of both Kuchta and Birmancevic. We have it in the left back position right now. It's Jeleni playing it off Lammers down near their own corner flag on the left hand side, as Rangers look to keep them hemmed in at the start of this second half. It's thrown back to Jensen inside his own 6-yard box. Hurries to get the pass off to Preciado, moves away from Barisic, then also from Sima, turns it back the way to Vitic outside his own penalty area. It's a good pass actually, takes 2 or 3 Rangers players out the game, and it's forward for Birmancevic just inside the Rangers half. Forward it goes to Lashi. Lashi's ball back to him wasn't a very good one, but it's going to be retrieved over there on the far side and played forward for Birmancevic. Left hand side, tracked by Tavernier. Was he caught there by the Rangers captain? He was, says the referee, and it'll be a Sparta Prague free kick midway inside the Rangers half, left hand side. 2 minutes into the second period, Rangers 2, Sparta 0.
Yeah, I mean, they had to change something. Sparta, from their point of view, the first half performance was unacceptable. The manager not happy. A couple of changes, a wee tactical change as well, and they need to get that man Birmancevic, who's just won the free kick, on the ball more.
Here's the free kick then, left hand side into the Rangers penalty. It comes, it's over Goldson, comes to the back post. The Wiesler, who tries to play it back into the 6-yard box. Barisic was there to knock it out of play over in this near side, the Sparta right, but that was a moment of danger there for the Rangers back line. Didn't deal with the initial ball in, and the throw in will be taken. It'll be a long one. The referee's just asking for a pause here, and then waves play on as Sadilek lines up the long throws we saw him use in the first half. Goldson first to it, then he takes a sore one.
He's got to stop the play.
Barisic has banged into Goldson as he cleared it, and he's gone down holding his face, and as Tomo says, the referee does have to stop the play, and he eventually does, but I think it's completely accidental as Goldson went to clear. Barisic was backing in as well, and he just takes the brunt of a challenge in there between a couple of different players there. Barisic, I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, I think he actually just catches his head on the side of Goldson's hip, so it wasn't a head knock, so thankfully he's back up on his feet and play can continue.
I think Sparta Prague looked most dangerous from set plays and long throws. I think that's their best chance of getting back in the game. They're not been fluent tonight. I know it's early on the second half, but during the course of the game they've not really passed through the thirds, created chances. They've only really looked a threat, set plays, long throws.
Here's Lashy, halfway line. Lammers getting back at him, so too Cantwell. Lashy has to turn back the way and plays it across. It's a dangerous ball. Vitic gets it clear before Sima can nip in and nick the ball. Preciado has it right hand side, just inside the Rangers half. Down the flank it goes for Birmancevic. Davies is with him, tries to just usher him out of play. Birmancevic is quick, but Davies matches him, then he's caught by Preciado. It'll be a Rangers free kick deep in their own half. Really good defending. You were talking about Ben Davies at half time. He was good again there because he matched Birmancevic all the way.
Yeah, he's deceivingly quick, I think, or he was there. He got contacted, a nibble the first time. He's just been spun. He's managed to get back in, win the ball back. He's been a real handful tonight. He's aggressive. His front foot, his use of the ball's been really good. I think he's been really, really good.
Yeah, he's a player I think who's yet to convince Rangers players on the whole, Rangers fans on the whole, but certainly he's a player who's
he's
capable.
a good player to call on if, you know, for instance, Balogun tonight.
Yeah.
I do think Balogun would have started the game had he been available for selection, if he'd been in the Europa League squad, but he's a great player to call upon, and he was called upon out in Prague and played in that.
Oh, he's giving it away there to Preciado. Preciado now finds Sadilek. Sadilek helps out to the left hand side. Poor first touch though by Wiesler, slowing Sparta Prague down. Lashy recycles it back into Wiesner. Could have been dangerous just for the moment, but Sparta, as you were saying, Lee, they can't. There's been no fluidity about them whatsoever. That was an opportunity to try and put a couple of passes together and move forward, but here come Rangers moving forward, and it's Ryan Jack with Danilo in support. Can't quite find him with the pass, and Vitic plays it forward. Rangers themselves haven't started this second period quite as well as they started the first, and Birmancevic tries to bundle his way through. A combination of Davies and Barisic slow him down, and then Goldson clears up towards the halfway line. Danilo looking to make life difficult for Vitic. Knocked away by Sorensen, picked up by Jack on the halfway line, left hand side. Pokes it forward to Danilo, poorly off from him, and knocked back by Wiesner to Jeleni. And now it's Sorensen, the captain, gets it back from Kairinen, and now to the left hand side to Jeleni, looking for options midway inside his own half. He's closed down by Cantwell. He was looking for a bit more movement ahead of him, he didn't see it. Now it's Wiesner, who's a right-sided player playing left wing back, so not ideal from a Sparta point of view, but perhaps better than having James Gomez still in the field. Here's Lashy, just touches it off for Kairinen, still inside his own half, looks over the top for Kukta, looks offside, but play will continue. Goldson trying to get back at him, into the penalty area he goes. Eventually the flag does go up as he takes it away from goal. He looked a good couple of yards off, and eventually the Italian assistant raises his flag to confirm it.
Good line, Tomo.
Yeah, good line. He just goes too early. The ball over the top's actually a really good ball, but Goldson knew it. His hand was up straight away, and as usual, you get the kind of 7 seconds before the linesman puts his flag up.
2-0 Rangers then, almost 8 minutes played in the second period. Nothing for either keeper to do really in the second half so far. Jack Bullen preparing to take the free kick though, midway inside his own half, goes long, looking for Sima. Sima just kind of blocked off there by Sorensen, but it was always going to go through to Jensen in the Sparta goal, who's been beaten twice this evening already. And then just rolls it out to Sorensen, and now Jeleni. Rangers pressing high again. It's a terrible pass, and it's Barisic who picks up, goes for goal. It's a poor effort, almost breaks for Sima. Tried his luck from a good 30 yards there, Borna Barisic, when he was presented with the ball, but really didn't catch it at all, and eventually Sima's knocked it behind for a goal kick. Rangers 2, Sparta 0.
Unforced error there. I don't know. The Sparta Prague, they make 4 or 5 passes and then they just give it away under no pressure. I think Rangers have got to take a little bit of credit for that because of the press, their organisation, their shape. They're forcing them down one side of the pitch. They're forcing errors.
Yeah, I mean,
they've done well here.
Yeah, they've moved forward. It's Birmancevic on the right-hand side. His attempted pass through is intercepted, breaks for Karinen, and now it's back with Gileni coming forward from the halfway line, past a couple of Rangers players, but Cantwell's there, coming back the way to win back possession. He's closed down and barged off the ball unfairly, and before Cantwell can react, the referee moves in, and Cantwell again asking the referee for cards, and he's going to get booked himself for doing that. He seemed to the referee, well, why is it not a yellow card? But I mean, it was just it was a barge, really, wasn't it? It was nothing.
Yeah, it was a foul. Yeah, I mean, he's got to learn to get this out of his game. You know, when he does the same to opposition players, you don't see a similar reaction. He's got to just get up and go on with it. You're going to get caught, especially somebody that carries the ball like he does. He needs to learn to just bounce up and not let it affect him.
Yeah, a little bit petulant at times, that's for sure, but certainly full of quality, as we saw with the second goal this evening, his first of the season. And that's how things stand, 2-0 to Rangers as Danilo nods it down to Lundstrom, gets it back once more from the Scouser, then out to Cantwell. Cantwell clips it forward for the run of Danilo down the right hand side, into the box it comes, but nodded behind off Sorensen, the Sparta skipper, before Sima could latch onto it. But a good flowing Rangers move there, best of the half so far.
Danilo's been brilliant, good link-up play, showed a bit of strength there, took the ball in, fed it out to Cantwell, then made a run into the channel. He's been full of energy. I'm not sure he'll last the 90 minutes. He's been working so hard out of possession, and in possession, unselfish runs, running the channels. He's been absolutely brilliant tonight so far.
Rangers corner, right hand side, Tavernier near post, ball headed away by Lashy. Harazlin's going to come on for Sparta Prague, 27-year-old top scorer for them, who missed the home game against Rangers through injury, and came back at the weekend as a late substitute in the win over Bohemians, and is going to come on for what, just over half an hour, to try and make some sort of impact on this particular game, as he gets some last instructions from one of the coaches at Sparta. Barisic takes a throw in on this near side, the Rangers left, back from Danilo to Lammers. Lammers with a switch of play out to Cantwell. Cantwell hugging the right touchline. Cantwell now up towards the penalty area, just touches it back to Goldson. Goldson well advanced out to Tavernier, right hand side, tries to get the cross in, comes off Wiesner, and out for a Rangers throw in over on the far side, quickly taken to Cantwell, back to Tavernier, moves away from one player but closed down and loses out, and Sparta will try and spring the counter, and Davies has got to get this right, and he does. Plays it back to his goalkeeper. He was one-on-one there against Kuchta. If he'd got that touch wrong, Kuchta would have been through on goal, but again Ben Davies doing well as Barisic picks up and hoists it down the left wing, looking for the run of Sima. Sima is quicker than Vitek, and he gets there and keeps it in and turns it back in field, and it's Lammers. Lammers will go for goal, closed down by Lashy and blocked by him. Just as well, that might well have been troubling the goalkeeper, as Davies again gets a good challenge in, this time on Kuchta, and then Cantwell's knocked to the ground off the ball, and there's a bit of heated exchanges there with Wiesner, but play allowed to continue. Barisic down the left for Sima, Jack and Barisic in support, still it's Sima, leaves it for Barisic, then Preciado goes down under very little contact, but it's always going to be a free kick, and that's a yellow card for Borna Barisic.
It must have been for dissent, Alistair. It could not possibly have been for the foul, because basically Preciado just feels the contact, throws himself to the ground. There's absolutely no way that would have been for that foul.
You can understand him being disappointed with the free kick being awarded, as Harazlin comes on for Sadilek. It's an early card for Borna Barisic, who is 31 tomorrow. First yellow card of the evening for Rangers, as Sparta prepared to take the free kick from inside their own penalty area. 58 minutes in, it's Rangers 2, Sparta 0, both goals coming in the opening 20 minutes. Danilo and Cantwell, as Rangers really started the game on fire, still in control, but as you were saying first half, Lee, they would always want a third goal, I think, to be absolutely sure of it.
Yeah, I think the third goal would have been really important, because it's going to be hard for Rangers to keep this tempo up. I'm just seeing Lucas Harasling coming on. Tremendous player. I was a coach at Lechia Gdansk over in Poland, and he was a young player there, and what a tremendous footballer he is. He was just a little bit unlucky with injuries, and I believe he's a Glasgow Rangers fan.
Well, it would have been if you were his coach.
Well, come on. Great bit of insight there. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Thank you, Stephen.
I've forgotten about your time coaching in Poland, I must say.
Yeah, less said the better, but I was just saying that I know him.
Sparta have it in the midfield, almost at the hour mark. Zileni trying to add a bit of attacking impetus, and he's done well. He's played the 1-2 and he's well advanced now, almost at the goal line. Gets it across goal, comes off the head of Davies, behind for a corner. Better from Sparta, as the manager down there applauds the attacking intent. And Rangers have a corner to defend here.
Yeah, it was one of the only times in the game when they've actually got in behind Rangers down the flanks. Gets to the byline. I actually think it was a poor cross in the end. They had three players that could have picked out. Flushes it off Ben Davies' head, but a corner kick now to work with.
Yeah, right hand side for Sparta Prague. Zileni, one of the players up, trying to get on the end of this corner kick. Is fired in near post, well defended by Davies. Not back in towards the penalty area by Birmancevic, but again it's Davies who's there, who hoists it further forward this time. Preciado under pressure from Danilo, gets the initial contact, can't win it, but he does win the second ball. Then he goes down under the challenge and wins Rangers the free kick, just 15 yards inside the Sparta half.
I mean, he does go down very easily, Cantwell, doesn't he? I mean, very little contact, but you see the opposition players doing it as well. He wins Rangers the free kick.
Taken by Jack, back to Davies, in between Goldson and Tavernier, finds Tavernier eventually. Tavernier closed down though, and Sparta got 3-on-3 here. Birmancevic coming forward, slips out to the right hand side for Kuchta. Rangers flooding bodies back. Kuchta hoists it to the back post. It's Harasler, and it's met with a diving header, and it's wide of goal as Rangers look vulnerable for the first time in the game.
It's just a mistake for Tavernier, and you saw the manager go absolutely mental on the touchline. It's a great ball to the back post. Harasler, great technique to knock it back, and I think he should do better.
Does he need to header it? Do you think he could have taken a touch in his chest? He's got a wee bit of time there.
More time than he thought.
But
anyway,
yeah, I mean, even if he does head, well, he did header it, but he's still got to get it on target. I think you're right. Should have done.
And it was Kazim Lashi with the effort, arriving late in the box as Lammers is penalised in the centre circle. He's not happy with the decision. The referee wasn't happy with the tackle. He just maybe had the foot raised very slightly. Took plenty of the ball though, and that's why he was disappointed that the free kick was given. He goes in with the side foot, really.
It's a great challenge for Lammers. He wins the ball cleanly. I think it may be interpretation of aggressiveness now. If you go in and win the ball even aggressive, I think the referee can give a foul.
Goldson just seeing the ball out play under pressure from Birmancevic, out for a goal kick to Rangers. It's just getting a little bit heated out there.
Petulant, I think, Alex. It's just getting a little bit petulant. There's some egos getting involved. It's just got on with the game.
Will be a Rangers goal kick. It's 2-0 Rangers, 1-0 Betis, remember, against Aris Limassol. They top the group. As things stand, it would be 9 points they would move on to. Rangers would go on to 7, with Sparta staying on 4 and Aris Limassol staying on 3. That would mean that when Aris come here at the end of the month, if Rangers can win, they will be guaranteed to go through in second at worst, with Betis to play away from home in the final game. Preciado getting the better of Sima there. Back the way it goes to Sorensen on the edge of their own penalty area. Sparta haven't been under as much pressure in this second half as they were in the first, but they've certainly been a shadow of the side we saw in the first period out in Prague in this game so far. Vitek takes the throw in back to his goalkeeper. Danilo goes to close him down. Out it goes to Zileni, left hand side of the penalty area, brings it out of the box, looking for options. Lost in the 2 occasions that came here, of course, a couple of years ago, and prior to that it was a Champions Cup first round game but they went through in aggregate. Stuart McCall getting a couple of goals here, but a Scott Nisbet own goal in extra time, putting Sparta Prague through on aggregate on away goals. As Tavernier was sliding into the challenge and concedes the free kick. The thing is, Rangers don't need to be making these type of challenges, which could eventually...
Again, I don't think that one was a foul though, Alistair. I think he wins the ball.
I just think there's a little bit of kind of lunging almost involved in it, and you're right, they do take the ball, but sometimes the officials, as Lee says, can interpret them in a different manner from the way we might do, and just put Rangers in trouble, which they don't need at this stage. But they do lead by 2-0 with 26 minutes remaining. Here comes Sparta though, across the halfway line. Barisic gets in the way of the pass forward, looking for Preciado, and Jack picks up just inside his own half and then plays it back to Barisic just outside his penalty area, and slides it forward for Lammers. Lammers tries to dink it out to the left hand side in between Jack and Sima, straight out of play, and the Rangers fans collectively groan as Sam Lammers, who is a player that certainly we've seen glimpses of class from him, not least that goal up at Dens Park, but wonder if we'll see Tom Lawrence before long. Might be a better bet in that role. Rangers have won it back. Goldson finds Cantwell, and now it is Lammers. He's played it behind Sima, and the Rangers fans this time vent their frustration even louder. But Rangers have won it back again on the halfway line. Goldson tries to go over the top looking for Danilo. That could be a terrific ball, you know. Danilo left hand side, he just slices the shot wide. What a ball from Goldson that was though.
Goldson, terrific passing range that he's got, and he just is pinpoint for Danilo. I thought he could have hit it early, but he's let it take another bounce, sort of half volley, and he's just sliced it wide of the goal. But again, Danilo, his movement has been absolutely brilliant. He's been coming short, he's been spinning long.
Here comes Sparta down the left hand side. Tavernier trying to stay with his man. Across comes Lundstrom to help out his defence, and clears down the right hand side. Cantwell can't get there before Gileni. Sparta have certainly been better in the second half, but
probably had
a pretty low bar.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alistair. The first half performance was so bad that they had to be better. The changes have had a slight impact. They're about to make another one.
They sure are. It's another 21-year-old coming on. Vaclav Sek is going to be coming on in place of Jan Kuchta up front. Came on v Aris Limassol, his only other European appearance of the season. Someone else for Rangers to deal with now as they prepare to take the throw in deep in their own half. It's Barisic on the left hand side, down the line he goes. It's over Sima. Vitek gets to it, and now it's Lashy all the way back to his goalkeeper from inside the Rangers half. Jensen's come outside of his box and just fires it over the top, looking for Preciado. Barisic has to keep his eye on that. He does well to head it to Tavernier, just about 25 yards from goal. Back to Davies. Davies turns it to Butland. Just a little bit nervy there, the Rangers defence, but Butland gets it clear. Just almost got caught under Davies' boot there as he tried to play it back, and then at the other end, Gileni almost heads it past his own keeper, but it was going to go wide of goal in any case, and just a few flutters at both ends there. 2-0 Rangers lead. We're at the three-quarter point in the game, and although Sparta have improved in the second half, Rangers are still good value for the advantage they hold, but they would no doubt like a third goal just to see Sparta off once and for all. Lammers pressing as Gileni's passes almost cut out. Back to Jensen it goes. Danilo presses him. Lashy comes short for it and gets it out to Sorensen. Sorensen on the edge of the box on the right hand side. Back to Jensen, the goalkeeper, and Gileni once more is able to bring it forward under less pressure this time. Up to the halfway line for the substitute Sek, but straight out of play from him, and a Rangers throw in, and we're going to see the first Rangers substitution of the night, and it's young Ross McCausland coming on for Todd Cantwell, the scorer of the second goal, and Cantwell's been told to just go off at the far side, so it'll be a long walk round the pitch for him, but He'll get the applause of the adoring Ibrox public as he wanders round behind Jensen's goal, and on comes young Ross McCausland, who has really been given an opportunity under Philippe Clement and has looked pretty tidy when I've seen him so far.
It's great to see, because for far too long, in my opinion, there's not been enough young Rangers players with a pathway to the first team, and nights like tonight, playing what's left 25 minutes or so, will do him the world of good.
20 years old now, Ross McCausland, making his 6th appearance of the season. Yet Real Betis have got a second goal in Seville. It's 2-0 they lead against Aris Limassol, so matching the Rangers scoreline here this evening, and certainly moving on to 9 points, you would imagine, before the evening is out, as Rangers look to move on to 7. It's a Rangers throw in far side to be taken by Tavernier. Tavernier into Lammers. Lammers looks to help it on. Danilo inside the penalty, back to Lammers, a lovely touch, comes to Jack. Now Sima tried to get it back to Jack, and Sparta just able to break up the play there inside the penalty area. Lammers would have had the free kick had that move not progressed as far as it did. It was a lovely touch from Lammers, just the type of play that Lee McCulloch has been telling us that he's capable of. At the other end, forward comes Sparta, right hand side, trying to build something to get a goal back that would really make a game of this in the closing 20 minutes. It's back with Vitek, midway inside the Rangers half. Infield he goes to Karinen, out to Preciado, right hand side, up against Barisic, a couple of step overs, looking to get the better of the Croatian fullback, tries to get the cross in, Barisic stands up to it, knocks it behind for a corner, and it will be Sparta from the right hand side to take the corner. At the other end, that was a terrific move, almost resulting in another Rangers opportunity.
Yeah, Lammers showing a touch of class. With a great touch, just setting it up nicely, just unlucky with the shot, but up the other end, Sparta Prague break up the other end, they've got a corner where I think they're most dangerous.
Here they come then, right hand side, curled in towards the back post, up goes Goldson to win it, breaks to the edge of the box, just wide. Harazlim with the effort from the very edge of the box. He didn't catch it cleanly, but it almost evaded Jack Butland and found the inside of the post, but fortunately for Rangers, the other side of the post, and it remains Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 0.
Second phase of the corner.
Yeah, they had nobody ringing the box, Rangers.
Yep, and it just got out to the edge of the box, and Harazlim hit it into the ground, and it's just been...
Have you just put a struggling with that munchie in your mouth there, Jake?
Tomo brought the munchies, and I thought you were just going to go to Tomo.
He didn't need to come in, I was taking it out.
Danilo at the other end, Danilo in, could it be 3 for Rangers? Oh, he tried to find Sima when perhaps he should have gone for goal himself. Breaks out to McCausland, right hand side, still it might be on for Rangers, that's blocked, and it'll break out. McCausland's kept it in once more. That should have been 3. Here's McCausland though, right hand side of the penalty area. Hopefully Lee McCulloch's finished his munchie by now. Here's Lammers into Tavernier, right hand side, cuts it across goal, knocked away outside of the box, and Harazlin's got the better of Goldson, and now it's 1-on-1 for Manchevich up against Davies. Davies trying to hold him up outside the penalty area. Sparta trying to get bodies forward in support. It's Sheikh held up, has to turn back the way. Rangers have done well to get numbers behind the ball. It's Preciado though, right hand side of the box, flicks it in to Harazlin, edge of the penalty area, looking to find room away from Sima, but Barisic goes back. Harazlin slides in, wins the ball back. Preciado now trying to get it in. Did it come off a Rangers player? No, it didn't. It's going to be a goal kick. Wow, that was end to end. But let's talk about the Rangers chance. Danilo through on goal. He's unselfish. He tries to slip Sima in, but should he have scored himself?
I tell you what, a pass from young McCausland it was through to Danilo. He should have hit it.
He's got to hit it, Tom.
100%. I mean, he's probably about 18 yards out. The pass from McCausland, magnificent. He takes a touch. He's clear of the defender. He spots out the corner of his eye that Sima had made the move into the box, but the pass was never on. He tries to cut back and it gets cut out, but he's got to hit it.
He's got to hit that.
Well, it remains 2-0, but chances there, opportunities at either end, as we see a shot on their monitors of an embrace between Philippe Clement and Todd Cantwell as he made his way back into the Rangers dugout. And McCausland is replacement. I've seen him play a couple of balls like that. He played a ball like that for Nico Raskan. Was that against Hibs? Raskan should have scored his second of the afternoon that time.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was another brilliant ball, just like that one, down that right channel from McCausland, certainly capable of that type of pass. Now Barisic has got to be careful because he's already been booked and he's just been penalised for a foul in Preciado, and it's helped him to his feet. Preciado not making too much of it.
There's nothing in it, to be honest with you.
Well,
catches a wee bit of him at the bottom of his foot, but
he's been booked.
That wouldn't have been a booking. But yeah, you're right, he has to just tread a wee bit carefully, no doubt.
He won't get away with too many more of them, that's for sure. What we got left? 16 minutes of the 90. Rangers leading by 2-0. Game not quite dead and buried yet, I would say. Sparta haven't really tested Jack Butland, but Haraslin putting a shot just wide of goal a few minutes ago, and they have begun to look a threat on the counter at times in this second half. Rangers though have got the 2-goal advantage as Tavernier takes a throw in on the halfway line to Lammers. Nice little spin there and back to Tavernier it goes. Lammers picks up once more, moving forward, and he picks out Jack. Jack tries to prod it to Danilo, then Lammers out to McCausland, right hand side, goes for goal. It's all good save from Jensen off the right foot, breaks out to Barisic, edge of the box, waits for Danilo to get back on side, left hand side of the penalty area. In he comes now, it's Jack, edge of the box, tries to cut a one, good save. Jensen flings himself to his left hand side to clutch that one with both hands and immediately fires it long as Sparta need to get a goal back and one quickly, but Golson gets the better of Birmancevic and knocks it back to Butland, whose clearance in the halfway line though is picked up by Karinen. Haraslin made a run forward, it wasn't seen. Still comes Sparta though, it's Preciado right hand side, swings it to the back post, another good defensive header from Golson, and that'll be picked up by McCausland. It's end-to-end just at the moment, and Rangers would probably prefer just to have a little bit more control. Here's McCausland though, driving them forward. Can he see the pass for Sima? Yes, he can. Sima on the left foot. Oh, he sliced it wide. He just wasn't balanced enough. Maybe the pass was just centimetres too far in front of him. He tried to take control on his right foot and then swung the left at it, and he goes well wide in the end. But again, McCausland's vision for the pass was superb.
Out of it. 3 minutes ago, McCausland had a tremendous shot and goal. Great save for the goalkeeper. He just caught that second phase on the attack. He's been inside his man, and what a way to pass to Sima. Didn't break stride, he just didn't connect properly and sliced it past. McCausland looks a threat, but he looks full of confidence as well.
He does. I've been really, really impressed with his impact since he came on. Brilliant.
Just giving away a free kick though at the moment, midway inside the Sparta half. Rangers lead by 2-0, 13.5 minutes left of the 90. Real Betis leading by the same scoreline against Aris Limassol, but here comes Sparta Prague down the left hand side. McCausland trying to get back to help out his defence. It played into Haraslin, 25 yards from goal, slips it to the right for Preciado, he cuts it back, it's a goal! Haraslin has one back for Sparta Prague. Well, you can't say it's not been on the cards at times in this second half, and Haraslin has really made a difference since coming off the bench. Preciado cut it back to him, and Haraslin smashes it beyond Jack Butland. Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 1.
It's one of the only times in the game that Rangers have been sliced wide open. I think it's Barisic is far too narrow, and it allows Preciado all the space in the world and time in the world out on this right hand side to receive the ball. He cuts it back when he gets to the byline, and you've got to say it's a brilliant finish from Haraslin from about 8 yards out, but I don't know why Barisic was so narrow and tucked in there.
Yeah, I think you're right, Tom. I think he's too narrow. I think he's maybe worried about the shotgun and goals. There's been a slip pass down the side of him.
Here's Danilo, he could be here, Danilo! Goal! 3-1 Rangers! Danilo takes advantage of another slip in the back for Sparta Prague and restores the 2-goal lead. It's Rangers 3, Sparta Prague 1.
Well, it's just a long ball up the pitch, a hopeful ball more than anything. And Danilo, I think the Sparta Prague players are here surrounding the referee. One of them has been booked, they're looking for a bar call. There might yet be one, but the defender makes a complete hash of it under severe pressure from Danilo. It breaks them, he's only 7 yards out. The most simple of finishes. But we've seen here just here now, we're getting a replay if there's going to be a foul involved or not. It does clip the defender's heels. He doesn't know much about it.
Obviously not intentional, Tomo.
No, but is that going to count?
I don't think it matters if it's intentional or not, but
It does. I think that's going to get. I think that'll be a VAR check, and I think that'll be cancelled.
But Danilo again looking in behind it, straight for kick-off. It's a long, hopeful ball. It just gets here. The defender, I don't know what the defender's doing, but again, what an unbelievable finish.
Good finish.
Danilo.
Yeah, good finish. A player high in confidence.
It's surely going to be cut.
Well, it's got to be looked at.
Off,
100%. I mean, it's a foul. It's a foul. The goal doesn't happen if he doesn't clip the defender's legs. Here he comes to the monitor. It's going to get called out, I'm surely.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blatant clip of the heels. It's unintentional, I think, from Danilo. I don't think he knows anything about it as his eyes are on the ball, but clip to defender's heels.
I think the point being there, Al, is it's unintentional, but there's definite contact.
It's only taken him 2 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, very quick. And you can tell by the boos that the goal has been chopped off. Danilo denied a second goal of the evening. And it remains Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 1. The game on a knife edge going into the final 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's the right decision, you've got to say it. There's no doubt Danilo clips his legs. Whether or not, it definitely wasn't intentional, but he wouldn't have scored had it not been for that.
Goldson just glances the ball back to Butland, but Rangers will have to keep their nerve in these closing 10 minutes.
It's all about game management now. Alistair, the ball goes out of play. Can we kill the game? Can you kill the momentum that Sparta Prague have just slowly built up? There we go. Rangers are not playing out for the back now. They're getting a high line. They're getting up. Butland going to kick it long. I think it's all about game management now.
The Rangers have passed up opportunities to make the game safe. I've always said that they would want a third goal to put it beyond Sparta Prague. They haven't managed to do that. And now Sparta Prague right in it as Philippe Clement complains about a decision that went against Rangers.
He fights for every ball, doesn't he? Danilo's work rate's been sensational, I have to say.
Yeah, he's still going 80 minutes in and he's still chasing down.
Great desire, that. The fans love to see that as well, Al. They love it. Look at that. Lammers next. Danilo's first. Lammers is up next to him. Getting that desire on the press again. That's what the fans want to see. They want to see hard work and desire. And that's one thing Danilo's had in his game today.
Desire?
Hard work and desire, Tomo, yes.
Yeah, it's incredible fitness levels as well being shown by both Danilo and Lammers. They're still harrying and hassling in the middle of the park as Lundstrom does well to force the ball forward for McCausland. McCausland has to check back as Sparta get numbers in behind the ball. McCausland still has it though, pokes it to Sima. Now it's Jack, stands up to the back post. Jeleni gets the header, falls to Sima, acrobatic effort over the top. And it will be a corner.
No, I don't think so.
No, I thought he was pointing for a corner kick there. I didn't think it touched anyone actually.
No, it didn't.
But,
again, McCausland right at the heart of it. He's an absolute buzz bomb, driving at the defence. Popper a wee ball off to Jack. Jack clips it to the back post. It's a poor defensive header. Falls to Sima. His first touch is too high, much like Cantwell's in the first half. He's got to go with his scissors kick. Couldn't keep it down.
Goal kick then to Sparta Prague. 82 minutes on the clock. 2-1 Rangers lead. But all of a sudden is a lot more nervy inside Ibrox than it was before that Sparta goal. And forward they come again. Ball breaks though for Lundstrom, and now McCausland inside his own half gets it to Tavernier, clips it forward, but it's not a good pass for Danilo. No chance for him to get onto the end of that one. And Vitek picks up for Sparta. We've seen a lot more of the ball in this second period. Here's Lashy back to Vitek, inside to Sorensen, who was the player whose heels were clipped by Danilo in the lead up to what would have been Rangers' third goal. And in the end, it was chopped off after the VAR review. Good work again from Lammers, getting it to Lundstrom, but he couldn't find McCausland. And now it's Jeleni driving Sparta forward from the left-hand side. Now Bermancevic gets to the byline, cuts back one way then the other. Tavernier's done well though, stands up to the challenge and then just batters the ball forward. Again, it's too much on it for Danilo. Sparta have it back. Rangers just need to keep the ball better at this stage. You say, Lee, it's game management. And
yeah, it's Sparta, when they're attacking or going all in, they're leaving the centre half with Danilo 1v1 at the back, which obviously is quite risky, but it just shows you how much they're pushing forward to go and get this goal. I think If Rangers are just a little bit more conservative when the ball goes forward and protect it from the back, the centre-halves need to be talking, get a hold of the centre midfield players, get the two centre-halves and the two centre-mids. That box, so important when you're coming forward.
Rangers are going to make a double change here. Cyril Dessers and Tom Lawrence coming on, and also Vidra is going to come on for Sparta Prague, and that'll be their last change of the evening. As Butland launches the ball long, looking for Sima, beaten in there by Vitek. Preciado holds off Barisic. Sparta throw in, and the referee says the changes are going to be made before you're allowed to take this one. So here come the changes. Tom Lawrence will replace Abdallah Sima on the left-hand side. Another good shift from Sima, couldn't add to his goal haul though, as Lawrence plays just his 6th game of the season. And it's a straight swap between Cyril Dessers and Danilo, who scored one, thought he'd scored a second just a few moments ago.
He gets my man of the match, Alistair. I think he's been brilliant tonight. He took his goal awfully well, but he's caused severe problems for the centre-halves all night, and I think the thing that's impressed me most about him is the fact that he's managed to last the 84, nearly 85 minutes with the amount of work that he's put in, harassing defenders on and off the ball. Brilliant.
Vidra on as well, as Goldson gives it straight to Sparta player Harazlin. Now turns Tavernier one way down the other. A brilliant save by Butland to keep him out. Jack Butland, for the first time in the evening, called upon to make a save.
I think it just came for Goldson there. Slack clearance, all that is concentration for me. It's a slack clearance. It's went straight to Harazlin. He's turned to Vernier inside out, went the outside, left-footed shot. It's a great save for Butland.
Really good save.
It's just small margins in these games. There's 5-10 minutes to go, whatever it's going to be, and this is when your concentration needs to be at its peak.
Preciado is able to get the throw in short, and it breaks to the edge of the box. Rangers can't get it clear, and eventually it's a poor effort from Kyrian, but Rangers have lost this composure. It was so dominant in the first period, having conceded a goal, and Harazlin's been a massive difference, you'd have to say, for Sparta.
Yeah, it makes you wonder why he didn't start the game. I know he's been out injured, but in terms of what he offers instead of Olatunji, it's night and day. It really is. And I would say the same for a couple of other players that have been brought on as substitutes. Maybe the Sparta manager will think he's got his team selection wrong, but that was a big moment in the game, and you have to say Jack Butland stood up to it. He has been a standout signing for Rangers.
It was Lashy, the substitute, who came on at half-time, who's been replaced by Vidra. That final change for Sparta. Slightly odd one. There's Vidra playing the ball forward for Sek. Match there by Davies down the right-hand side. 3 minutes to play of the 90 plus stoppage time. Rangers lead by 2-1. Still it's Sek, allowed to go a long way. Good challenge by Davies in the end. Still Sparta though pick up the loose ball. And it's careening out to the right-hand side to Preciado, who got the assist for the Sparta Prague goal. Cutting it back to Harazlin to lash it beyond Butland, and Sparta playing a lot better now. Vidra comes forward down the right-hand side. Forced back the way, back with Preciado. Clement on the touchline, urging his players to get out, not to sit quite as deep. Back the way to Sorensen, and now at the edge of the box is Jensen, the goalkeeper. Plays it short to Jeleni. Rangers can't get a hold of the ball now. They would really like to be having this kind of possession themselves, as it's played forward down the right channel once more to Sek, matched by Davies, out towards the corner flag on the right hand side. He comes, that's come off Davies, but it's not going to spin out of play, and Butland will be able to keep that in and then dive on it and just waste a few seconds as Rangers try to tick the clock down. Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 0, 2 minutes left of the 90.
Sek's looked a threat with his runs in behind, he's bending his runs. He's still to get the quality of pass, which he's had a couple of times, and it has looked a threat, but I must say Davies has been brilliant matching that run, not letting him turn and creating a turnover.
Yeah, Davies has been really good as well in this game. As you mentioned, Tom was talking about Danilo as man of the match. Davies has been very impressive as well. Rangers have a throw in over on the far side.
Well, that was an unofficial man of the match. I wasn't actually asked to give.
I didn't ask you.
He would get my vote.
Yeah, I got to agree with you, Tom. He's worked great, brilliant. His goal, unbelievable. His link play at times, his movement. He just looks a completely different player for the start of the season, which is a massive positive, obviously, for the club. And the players, obviously, out there, because he's offering to take the ball at any time, anywhere on the pitch, to take the pressure off the player that's already on the ball. So it's been brilliant to watch him actually tonight. But he's not been the only Rangers player that's been good tonight. I know there's maybe 3, 4, 5 minutes left, whatever the board's going to say. But Rangers just need to box clever when they're going forward. Just have that foundation at the back for the counter-attack.
Yeah, Tavernier was booked just a moment ago as you were talking there, Lee, for time wasting at a throw-in. Ball's played up eventually towards Dessers. He can't get anything much on it, and it's back with Jensen, who clears long. Tavernier in there before Birmancevic breaks the way though of Vidra. It's a good challenge from Lundstrom, sliding in. Lammers can't get onto it. Picked up by Karinen. Down the left-hand side it goes to Birmancevic. We're got 30 seconds left in the 90. The fourth official preparing to show just how much longer Rangers will have to cling on to this 2-1 advantage. They were comfortable at 2-0, but just couldn't quite kill Sparta Prague off. And that harassling goal has really put the cat amongst the pigeons, as Dessers does well, gets it down to Lawrence, who's down near the corner flag now on the left-hand side. He'd be well advised just to keep a hold of it. Instead he finds Barisic though at the edge of the box. Barisic cuts back onto his left foot on the angle. Still Lawrence plays it into the area. Comes to Dessers inside the box, back to McCausland, tries to find the top corner, but it's over the top from the young man, and it's behind for a goal kick. Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 1, 6 minutes to be added on here.
I don't think McCausland's expecting that. The ball's took a deflection, it's come in and across. It sort of slowly went to Dessers' feet. He's turned and spun and played it to McCausland, who I don't think's expecting it. And he's tried to go for the far corner and just scooped it, and it's went over the bar. He's unlucky.
The Rangers fans just keeping the ball there as it went in behind the goal, but I mean what they're doing is actually giving more time to Sparta in the game. I mean it might, and they've just thrown another ball onto the pitch, so there you go. It's just time wasting. It's going to be another minute on the end of the clock, and it's already getting nervy. Not the brightest.
Nah, but it's 3-1 to Betis now. So 2 quick-fire goals. Betis made it 3-0, but Paris have got 1 back, but it'll be you'd imagine Betis will comfortably see that one out, whereas Rangers are going to have probably another 6 minutes from now to see out at 2-1, unless they can somehow find a goal to make it a comfortable last few minutes. But Sparta Prague have certainly been an improved team second half, as Dessers chases the ball down. He goes down, but he goes down too easily. The Rangers fans want a free kick, but it was
never in its life.
It was just more in hope than expectation, I think, claiming for that one. Sparta have it midway inside their own half. Preciado just inside Sparta territory, closed down by Barisic. And Sorensen now playing it square to Vitic, and then out to Jeleni, coming up towards the halfway line. Kozlin tries to close him down, but it's played out to the left-hand side as Sparta drive forward through Birmancevic, clips it into the penalty area. Davies gets enough on it, and then Jack just thumps it forward on the volley. This time Dessers is closed down. That looked like a handball in there as well by Sorensen, but nothing given as Sparta pick up once more. Philippe Clement making probably those same points to the fourth official. Sliding challenge comes in from Lammers, takes the player out. Yellow card for Lammers. It really is all hands to the pump in these closing minutes for Rangers.
Yeah, and I think the goalkeeper's going to go up for this one. He's certainly asking over to his coach. He's saying, calm down.
He's desperate.
Settle down, mate. No, it's not happening.
Not yet. There's still more than 3 minutes of added on time to play. So they don't want to be committing everything just yet, but it might yet come to that. Rangers certainly with everyone back on the edge of the penalty area. Into the box it comes, and it's a good header from Lawrence to knock it behind for a corner. He had to make that. There's a Sparta Prague player coming in at the back as Jose Cifuentes prepares to come on for the closing few minutes of stoppage time, but not before. I don't think this corner kick is taken from the right hand side. Sparta Prague looking for a leveller that looked hugely unlikely in the first half, but as the second half has worn on, perhaps increasingly likely. Right hand side then, corner kick, whipped into the 6-yard box, great take by Jack Butland. That is exactly what 95% of this stadium wanted to see. Jack Butland rising to claim that and then falling on the ball. As it remains Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 1, 48 minutes played in the second half.
Brilliant for Butland there, just coming out, commanding the area. It was actually a really good delivery in. He's come out, timed it perfectly and just killed it.
Here's Dessers inside the box, Vitek sticking very close to him. Dessers manages to keep the ball in play, heads out to the corner flag. Back to Lawrence, he's caught by Preciado, and that's going to be a yellow card for the right wing back of Sparta. Lawrence rolls on the ground. The last thing we want to see is him injured again, but hopefully that is more just to tick down the clock than anything else. Angelo Preciado, the Ecuadorian, into the book.
Yeah, it didn't look like there would have been too much in the challenge. He definitely catches him. It's definitely a booking, but it was low enough down in the top of the boot. Yeah, he's getting back up. Yeah, probably just wasting a couple of seconds. Clever play from Lawrence, buying some time. I don't think they should put this into the box. Just keep it down in that corner.
Yeah, you'd think that would be the wise thing to do. Sam Lammers is a player who's been replaced for a closing few moments by Jose Cifuentes. As Rangers prepare to take the free kick then. We've played 5 minutes of stoppage time. There was meant to be 6 added. I suspect there'll be at least a couple more than that for various bits of time wasting that have gone on within injury time. So Rangers have the free kick left hand side, about 20 yards from the goal line, a couple of yards in from the touchline. Played short by Barisic to Lawrence, takes it down near the corner flag, tracked by Preciado, keeps it in, then just nudges it out for a throw-in to Sparta Prague. Preciado stealing a few yards and then takes the throw in to Harazlin, tries to knock it upfield but he slices it out of play, and Rangers won't be in any hurry to take this throw in. 2-1 they lead. Are they on their way to a precious victory in the Europa League group stage as they look to make the knockout stage? It's thrown in towards Lammers. Lammers knocks it back towards Cifuentes. Lawrence making life difficult for Preciado, and it's another free kick to Rangers. Similar area, left hand side of the penalty, and it's exactly what Rangers want to be happening right now.
Lawrence using his experience there, just getting his body in between the ball and the man, and it does go down easy, but he's bought the foul, and now you see Tavernier, Goldson, Davies all back the pitch. Lundstrom, Jack, edge of the box. I'd be super surprised if they put this in. And you just touch it and take it in the corner, kill a bit of time.
Played 20 seconds beyond the 6 minutes of added on time as Barisic has it down near the corner flag. And it's going to be a corner kick.
Astonishing decision.
Yeah, Barisic was desperately trying to keep it from going over the goal line because I think he thought he touched it last, but the referee says he didn't keep it in, but he didn't touch it last either, and it's going to be a Rangers corner on this left hand side.
I'm not sure what the referee's seen there, I really don't. But Rangers are not complaining.
Certainly aren't. Lawrence has it down near the corner flag. Again, he's under huge pressure. That'll be a Sparta throw-in. We've played 7 minutes of stoppage time. Preciado way back as he tries to take the throw-in quickly. Cross comes Dessers and then Lawrence to close down the defender, who is Harazlin, incredibly all the way back. He hoists it upfield. It's gone out of play though. Going to be another Rangers throw-in. This time it's in their own half. 7.5 minutes of stoppage time already played. The throw will be in front of Philippe Clement's technical area. He's patrolling that area right now. Rangers surely just seconds away from a hard-fought but hugely important Europa League victory. Borna Barisic poised to take the throw-in, more or less on the halfway line. Down the ring it goes, looking for Dessers, headed forward by Prague. Dessers still making a nuisance of himself. Sparta have won it though. In nips Harazlin ahead of Tavernier. Then knocks it forward. Could be a final chance here. Birmancevic, angle of the box. Lundstrom and Tavernier both with him. Comes off. Lundstrom is going to be another corner. Although there's an offside flag up.
Goldson as well.
Yeah, Goldson completely took a Sparta Prague player out the game. But I think there's an offside flag up for it as the ball was played forwards. and so the corner won't happen despite the Sparta Prague protest, and it looks as if Rangers are somehow going to navigate this very nervy final few minutes.
Should the referee not give the foul then if it's offside, or is it for Golson's foul and the ball's played? It should
probably
go back to give the foul then, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I think this is it. Once Butland hoists this long.
Almost 9 minutes of added on time have been played at Ibrox. Rangers lead by 2-1 as Butland prepares to take the free kick 10 yards outside his penalty area. Forward he comes, Butland launches it long, up towards Dessers, there it goes! Rangers have done it! They made hard work of it in that second half. Sparta Prague came back really strong after a dreadful first half from them. Rangers were excellent in the first half, but they were made to work a lot harder in that second period for 3 points, ultimately won by Todd Cantwell, who scored the crucial second goal to add to Danilo. Danilo had the ball in the net a second time in the second half, straight after Sparta Prague had got one back through Lucas Harazlin, who was excellent when he came on. Danilo's second goal was chopped off for an infringement on the defender. In the end, it mattered not, but boy, did they have to work hard to hold on for those 3 points. They could be hugely important if they can beat Aris Limassol when they come to town at the end of November. Rangers will be in the knockout phase of the Europa League. A few games to go before that, but at Ibrox this evening, they've got the job done. It's finished. Rangers 2, Sparta Prague 1.